I've been lean and in pretty good shape all my life. I've never gained any weight and I've never gone through any major diseases or sicknesses that have caused me health problems. So I'm going to share with you my total stack diet for optimizing my hormones, testosterone, health, and cultivating primal energy without wasting any of your precious time. Before we get into that, just a moment of appreciation for this sexy body right here. This photo right here is from Bali. Amazing, tanned. This one is quite recent. I think 2 days ago I took this one, getting sunlight, amazing. And this one is from the gym with good lighting. Look at that. Look at those fucking veins, bro. Look at that shit, bro. Mashallah. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna share with you exactly what I eat. These are all photos that I've taken over the past few weeks, months, and years of me eating and being intentional with what I eat. So I've been taking photos of all my meals. Let's get into each one of those very, very specifically and individually. Starting with the first one. On this plate, we've got eggs. We've got a little bit of rocket leaves or arugula if you're American. Swiss cheese, white cheese, cheddar cheese, some tomatoes, and some olives. I absolutely love eating this. The eggs were cooked in grass-fed and finished butter, and everything on this plate is a whole food single ingredient. The next thing that I've been eating, here we have, again, scrambled eggs cooked in butter or beef tallow probably, with some eggplants on the side, some sausages. Now, caveat, these sausages are processed sausages. I don't make a lot of money right now. So ideally, if you can afford it, what you're going to do is go to your trusted butcher and get them to make you sausages from scratch. Their sausages are going to be much, much healthier than anything you buy from factories and big corporations. Trust me, they've got processing aids, they've got sulfites and additions and subtractions and divisions and multiplications, which you don't want to mess with. But again, I can't really afford that shit right now, so I eat that stuff. I know the health, the negative effects, but I'm willing to go through that for the time being. Here we have a plate of dragon fruit, some tomatoes, cucumbers, bocconcini, again, cheddar cheese, and some white goat cheese. Very, very simple, whole foods. Next thing, this is my fruit bowl. This is what I eat towards the nighttime if I feel like snacking. I've got some carrots, some grapes, a bit of apples, some mango, and some peaches with a glass of whole cream, fully organic milk, cow's milk. I don't do light milk, I don't do lactose free, I don't do anything, and unfortunately in Australia, raw milk is illegal. You cannot find raw milk anywhere in Australia legally, so I'm forced to drink fully organic, full cream milk. Next thing, this was a breakfast. For breakfast, I believe this is a steak, a T-bone steak. So we've got some steak with cheddar cheese. Very simple. The seasoning I used on this was like a pre-packaged seasoning. It's got a bit of herbs and a bit of sugar, and I looked into the ingredients. There's a bit of sugar, but again, I don't struggle with any of these. I don't have any health issues. I'm not afraid of gaining weight at all. So every now and then I will spice up my food with, pre-packaged spices. If that is an issue for you, if you're very, very intentional with what you eat and you're, trying to eliminate everything, obviously get rid of the spices, the spice mix, and just put salt on top of your meat. But that's how I ate. The next thing, we have chicken. These chicken wings have no spices, as in pre-packaged spices. All I put was salt, paprika, and black pepper on top of these. I don't have any issues with salt, black pepper, or paprika. They don't cause any inflammation for me. They don't have any major effects that I can notice. Therefore, I'm willing to eat them. Now, what you're probably understanding throughout this video is I'm not dogmatic. I still eat, here and there. Here we go. This is the best example. So we've got some bread. This is sourdough bread. It's multigrain, but it's sourdough. And again, I'm not very dogmatic. I'm not keto. I'm not vegan. I'm not like carnivore. I'm not trying to, count my calories. The whole thing is I'm not trying to make life hard for myself. I just pick whole foods. And then I will, you know, make sacrifices here and there to indulge in a few things. I love bread, so this is the only type of bread I eat, sourdough bread. Do not eat white bread. Do not eat wholemeal bread. Wholemeal bread is a complete fucking scam. So on this plate, we've got passion fruit. We've got some persimmons, mandarins. Again, unfortunately, processed sausages because that's what I can afford. We've got a bowl of what Jews like to call shakshuka, but it's a Turkish meal. It's not really a Turkish meal. It's a Mediterranean meal. In Turkish, we say menemen. Menemen. It's got eggs, tomatoes, what's it called? Chilies, cooked with butter, and then topped with a bit of black pepper, salt, and chili flakes. We've got a bowl of honey with butter. Absolute godly food. This is nectar of the gods. We've got camembert, dragon fruit, and kiwi slices. This is an absolute godsend of a plate. If you can eat like this every single morning, minus the processed meat, but still have some meat there as well, then man, you're fucking winning, honestly. That was a breakfast meal not too long ago. Here we have another breakfast meal because it's sunlight outside. These are lamb chops with sauteed mushrooms, cayenne pepper. Very simple. Again, a lot of people might have issues with mushrooms, you know, being carcinogenic or processed or high in pesticides and here and there. Ideally, you want to get very high quality organic mushrooms, but fuck, they're really expensive here. I can't afford it. I'm willing to make the sacrifice to eat mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Chilies. Some people might have inflammation with chili, with cayenne peppers. I don't, so I eat chilies, no problem. I love it. Try to aim to get a little bit of meat every single day for your morning breakfast, or eggs. If you can't get meat, replace it with a lot more eggs. But ideally, you want to be having both. So that was a breakfast meal. Next thing we have, another breakfast meal, cheddar cheese with some water on the side, scrambled eggs again, some sausages, and this was a yogurt bowl with a mix of berries, some honey, and chia seeds. I don't have issues with chia seeds. Now, if I eat a lot of it, of course I get a bit bloated, but I don't eat too much of it. I eat these very occasionally, maybe twice or 3 times a week, and only with yogurt, nothing else. So it's not a big problem for me. But chia seeds are an ancestral Aztec superfood. So take that with, you know, do what you will with that information. But this was a breakfast meal not too long ago either. Here we have another, this was actually dinner. So this was a dinner meal. There is no such thing as a breakfast meal. Whatever you have for breakfast, you can have for dinner. Whatever you have for dinner, you can have for breakfast. Whatever you have for lunch, you can have for either. It doesn't matter. It is the big corporations, big pharmaceutical companies and whatnot that convinced you that breakfast meals should be eggs or cereal or oats, and you can't have that for dinner. It's bullshit. You can have whatever you want for dinner, breakfast, and lunch. It doesn't fucking matter. But here we have some salmon, fresh wild caught salmon. You want to get wild caught, ideally not farmed. But even wild caught salmon and fish has its issues. One of them being is microplastics and mercury. Our oceans are filled with microplastics and mercury, unfortunately. So no matter where you're getting your fish from, guaranteed it has some microplastics, and it's probably high in heavy metals and mercury. So I don't eat fish a lot, maybe like twice, 3 times a month, if that even. But if you like fish, I would get wild caught fish. I've got hard-boiled eggs, some tea. Now again, with tea, there are some issues. Most teas are bullshit. Flavorings, synthetic flavorings, additives, preservatives. And probably the biggest issue with tea is, especially if it's in bags, is again, microplastics. Unfortunately, I can't afford very high quality tea, so I have to do with what I will. My heritage is Turkish, and Turkish people drink tea religiously. So it's in my blood. Again, I'm willing to make the sacrifice to drink some tea. Microplastics are everywhere. You will never be 100% safe from microplastics. So there's no point on worrying too much about like, oh shit, you know, microplastics. No, just reduce it the best way you can. Build your body to be healthy and to naturally detoxify yourself from microplastics. But apart from that, we've got cucumbers, olives, absolutely love olives, some capsicum, white cheese, some irregular or rocket if you live in anywhere else but America, avocado slices, absolute godsend, some more white cheese, tomatoes, And these are dips that my mum was having. I wasn't having too much, but honestly, I had a little bit. It didn't hurt me too much. Next meal right here, we have breakfast. Again, whole cherry tomatoes. What you can't see underneath is a slice of sourdough bread topped with avocado on top, and then I put the eggs on top of that as well. Again, I don't have too many issues with sourdough. I only eat sourdough maybe twice a week, if even that, maybe once a week. Most of my times, I don't have bread at all, but if I feel like bread, I'm going to eat sourdough, and it's not a big issue for me. Next one, big dinner dish. This is my biggest cheat code that I can share with you. There are no dishes, there is like almost zero preparation, and the whole thing can take you about 35-45 minutes, and it's do it once and then forget about it for 40 minutes. And what I like to do is I like to cut up a bunch of meats, a bunch of vegetables into one big tray, and then just put that tray into the oven. The whole cutting up and preparation part will only take you 5 minutes, and then once it's in the tray, well, you just forget about it. Set a timer for like 35-45 minutes. Make sure it's cooked. Once it is, eat directly from the tray, and once you're finished, just wash the tray back in the oven. There you go. So this was a lot of seafood. This must have been a month ago. I've got, I believe, some barramundi, some calamari, oysters, mussels, prawns, and then I put some tomatoes, chilies, onions, and probably some mushrooms in there. The way I like to cook this, and some eggs, the way I like to cook this is I put beef tallow in there, and then once it's cooked, I put beef tallow and some bone broth in there, and then once it's cooked, I just drizzle some olive oil on top. But this is an absolute godsend. It is a fucking hack for people who don't have time. Next, chicken drumsticks in the oven. Again, same hack. Preparation didn't even take 2 minutes because drumsticks are already ready. I just put them into the tray. I put bone broth into the tray, some beef tallow, and then straight into the oven. It comes out juicy, it comes out fatty, it comes out delicious. That's what I ate. And then here's the last meal that I have. This was a guacamole bowl that I made. Very simple. Put a few avocados, mash them up, dice some tomatoes, onions, and then put some garlic in there. Top it up with pepper, salt, chili flakes, and a bit of lemon and olive oil. And this is an absolute godsend. You can have this on its own as a snack, as breakfast. It is super, super good. It's super light as well. You won't feel a crash. You'll have some energy, and fats are very crucial, not only for your general health, but for testosterone as well and for strength. But right next to that, I have, I believe, a ribeye steak with some eggs on top of it. That is pretty much everything I eat on rotation. I mix it up, I mix and match, I do different things on different days. But all of the ingredients you see here is what I eat pretty much on a very daily basis. Meat, eggs, cheese, some vegetables, some fruit, a lot of butter, a lot of fat, a lot of yogurt here and there, some honey, and some more butter and some more butter. So let me go through the list of things that I eat and I don't eat. Starting with oils. I absolutely love olive oil, beef tallow, grass-fed butter, and grass-fed ghee. The thing about olive oil is I do not cook with olive oil. When you cook with olive oil, it goes rancid very quickly and it oxidizes very quickly. And when it's oxidized and you consume it, it turns into what's called free radicals. Free radicals are like inflammation-causing particles in your body. They're pretty much particles that have no electron that need to bind to other things and that cause some disruptions in your body. That's very basic sciencey level stuff. I don't cook with olive oil. Instead, I cook with beef tallow, grass-fed butter, and grass-fed ghee. The caveat to butter is you cannot cook butter in high heat because it burns and it smokes up and it turns rancid. So I only cook with butter in low heat. What I absolutely hate is canola oil, sunflower oil, soy oil, anything that's seed oils, peanut oil, walnut oil, anything like that, I avoid like the plague. Now I put avocado oil here because a lot of people love eating avocado oil, but I just don't because I have butter and I have olive oil, so I just don't. But I have nothing against avocado oil. Heavy carbs, I eat sourdough. Sometimes I just started recently experimenting with coconut oil, flour and tapioca flour to make like breads and some cakes here and there. Very, very simple, very clean and very primal ingredients. And I eat white rice. So I love white rice. I love Asian food, khao pad, pad kra pao, everything like that. So every now and then, once a week, twice a month, every few times a month, I'll eat white rice with my meals. Or especially Indian food as well. I love Indian food. What I avoid, like religion, I love religion. What I avoid is white bread, pasta, wholemeal stuff, like brown bread and brown rice. All that shit is a complete fucking scam. There's a reason why for centuries, Chinese people were eating white rice and not brown rice. There's a reason for that. But yeah, I avoid all of this shit. Let me tell you the reason actually. Because they figured out what's on the outside of the rice, all the shells and all that stuff, which is called brown rice, is actually bullshit. It causes inflammation. It's high in heavy metals. It causes fucking, what's it called? Anti-nutrients. So those are a few reasons why I don't eat brown rice, brown bread, wholemeal, all that kind of shit. If you cannot eat sourdough, if you must absolutely eat white bread, please do not buy sliced bread from the shops. Don't buy any bread from the shops because guaranteed it has so many additives, it has so many preservatives, heavy metals, and other bullshit, seed oils that you do not want to be putting in your body. Bread already makes you feel retarded and it already makes you feel fat, so don't make it worse for yourself. Just eat sourdough, honestly. There's a reason why sourdough has been eaten for centuries. Ever since bread was first invented, it was sourdough. It was never white bread or wholemeal or multigrain. It was just sourdough. And sourdough should really be 4 or 3 ingredients. Flour, salt, yeast. That's it. Like nothing else. So turn to the ingredients list. If you see anything else, it's bullshit. Light carbs or fruits. I love berries, all sorts of berries. Every single berry I love. Watermelons, rock melons, honey, nectar of the gods. Let me put that there.
Listen.
Honey. Replace anything sugar. Like if you feel like sugar, replace it with honey and trust me, it will be the best thing you ever do for your life. Dragon fruit, kiwi, apples, and cucumbers. Absolute godsend. I love this stuff. There's nothing I don't avoid in terms of fruits. I love all fruits equally, but these are a couple of my favorites. I'll get into supplements in a sec. Ancestral foods, herbs, spices. Garlic, absolutely love. Ginger, absolutely love. Cinnamon, I love. Black pepper, love. Cayenne pepper or chili flakes, love. Cumin seeds, cumin ground, everything. Chia and honey again. I love all of these. Pepper, cayenne pepper, cumin, ginger, garlic, they're very hereditary foods for me. My heritage is Turkish, and the Mediterranean uses these foods as a staple in almost every single food that they create. So, it's in my blood, man. Vegetables, tomato, potato, onion, zucchini, eggplants. Eggplants belong to a family called nightshades, and so do tomatoes actually, but eggplants are known to cause a few issues, inflammation, anti-nutrients here and there. I know the effects. I'm willing to make the sacrifice because again, hereditarily, the Mediterranean region uses eggplants a lot in most of their dishes. That's my heritage. It's in my blood. So I'm willing to make that sacrifice for eggplants. What I avoid like the plague are spinach, Brussels sprouts, and kale. I do not touch this shit at all. There's a few reasons why. They're very high in anti-nutrients. Kale and spinach causes thyroid issues and many, many other issues. I just don't eat them. And that's that. Dairy foods. I love milk. I've grown up with milk. I've drank milk all my life. And I will keep drinking milk all my life. The only wish that I had was there was high quality raw milk available in Australia. But unfortunately, it is illegal. White cheese. I'm talking about halloumi cheese. I'm talking about feta cheese, goat cheese, anything like that. Absolutely love. Yellow cheese, Grana Padano, Parmigiano Reggiano, mozzarella, what else? Cheddar cheese, absolutely love. The only caveat to these is in most supermarkets, there are 2 sections to cheeses. The normal section where all the shredded cheeses are, and then usually the imported section. Believe me when I say you want to go to the imported section, because the normal shelves aren't even cheese. 99% of dairy products on the normal shelves are not cheese. They've got cellulose, which is wood shavings. They've got additives. They've got bullshit seed oils and other things that make it look like cheese, but it is not. So you want to get real cheese. Cheese, again, should only be a few ingredients. It should be it should be milk, rennet if there is, and that's it. And some salt, and that's it. And some bacteria cultures, but that's it. You shouldn't see seed oils, no additives, no preservatives. You shouldn't even need to preserve cheese, because cheese is preserved. Like, that was the whole point of making cheese, so they could preserve milk. So yeah, there you go. Yogurt, again, yogurt, it's a fermented food. It's already preserved naturally. So if you see any additives, preservatives, it's bullshit. There should be no sugar. There shouldn't be any thickeners in yogurt. Yogurt should be a couple of ingredients. Milk and bacteria. That's it. If you see anything else, throw it out. Kefir, ancient superfood, very highly fermented, very good for your microbiome and for your gut. And the whole premise about this whole way of eating is it is good for your gut. If you can fix your gut, you will naturally crave healthy food anyway. And last but not least, let's talk about supplements before I end the video. Ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate, L-theanine, citrulline, whey protein, which is grass-fed, zinc, Tonkat Ali, Phagogia agrestis, and creatine monohydrate. This is what I take. This is what I supplement on a daily basis, minus the zinc. The reason for that being is, if I'm already eating a lot of meat that day, I'm not worried about zinc at all. But if I've avoided meat for a bit because I'm either overseas traveling and I can't get access to quality meats, or, you know, it's expensive, I just don't have meat, then I will supplement with zinc. I'm not going to tell you how or when or why I take all of these, but this is what I take. If you're interested in knowing more, you can go to the link in the description and check out my Primal ebook. That's where I talk about more in detail about what I take, why I take. But I'll probably do another video in the future about all the supplements, timing, dosage, all that kind of shit. But honestly, don't overthink it. L-theanine is a godsend. Ashwagandha is a godsend. Literally saved me from chronic stress. Magnesium saved me from chronic stress. Tonkat Ali saved me from chronic stress and big fucking loads. Creatine monohydrate, big loads. And whey protein, if I can't get meat or my protein intake for the day, I'll take whey protein. Otherwise, it's not a staple in my diet. But yeah, that's just a collection of what I eat. I hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in like knowing more about this kind of style, primal living, and, you know, protocols to help maximize your life for the better, just go to the link in the description, check out my book, read it, and take what you will. Apart from that, I'll see you next time.